So the next thing we want to talk about is chaining. So let me call this chaining or chainability. Chainability, the ability to chain. I think this is just the ability to change, like putting them all together. So by them I mean putting map, filter, and reduce into practice. So am I recording? Yes. So how do we do this? Fair enough, map, filter, and reduce on their own aren't, awfully interesting. So after all, their power lies in their chainability, the ability to chain them together. So since all three are called on arrays, and since map, filter, both of them returns arrays, we can easily chain our calls. So let's see let's see another example, which is going to help you build more understanding on how to chain map, filter, and reduce method in JavaScript. I think you can also do this with other programming languages too. So imagine you understand this, you can apply it elsewhere. So consider that I have another data. Let's say we have another data, which I have here. So consider that we have this data, and this data is just like, it's an array, as you can see, array of objects. So an array that has how many objects? 1, 2, 3, 4. So it has 4 objects. So consider that we have this data, and the main aim of this data is to extract data from this array in this following order. So let's say, we want to extract the course name, and the course name value. Yeah, let's say we want to extract the course name value whose length is greater than 5. Yeah, whose length is greater than 5, and we want to sum all the scores. Oops. We want to sum all the scores and bonuses of elements of each extracted item, extracted courses. And the third aim is what? If you can see, that it's following what we already want to, we've already learned. So the third aim is what? Calculate the sum of the results extracted from the above. So let's say we want to do something like this. This is our aim. How do we go about it? We want to extract the course name value whose course name is greater than 5. And if you can check, you can see that math is what? 5, length of 5. English is what? 1, 2, 3. Length of 7, and like that and like that. So we are interested in the courses that has length greater than 5. And we have to filter this out. So after filtering it out, we want to sum all the bonuses and the scores of the filtered out courses. Then once we sum them together, we want to add them together, all the courses. So for each, we want to have, for this, we want to have 10 plus 25. Then for this, we want to have 40 plus 45. And for this, we want to have 30 plus 25. Then once we've done that, we want to add everything together to get something. So how do we do that? So that is where chaining comes to play. We want to apply all the methods we've learned: map, filter, and reduce. So using chaining concepts, we are going to extract the result at once. And the final result will be the sum of the score and bonus of the elements. So how do we do that? Well, to do that, it's just so straightforward. So we can do const total score. So we can do it separately. So let me do it. Firstly, let me do filter. So I'm going to say, what can we, okay, let's do filter. So we are using filter here because we want to filter out the things first. So we are going to say the courses, or let's save it somewhere here. I think that's better. So let's filtered course, let's filtered course or courses equals courses dot filter. Oops. Courses dot filter. Let me just scroll this up. Okay. Courses dot filter, and you should do what? Take each course, then filter out course, the course dot name if the name and the length is what greater than 5. So let's copy this into the console and let's see what we are going to get. Because sometimes if you are writing your code, you would want to use the console so that you know, okay, if you're actually writing the right thing, or probably one is doing doing the rubbish. So let's just copy this and let's console the log and let's see what we have presently. So if we do this and let's check, filtered, what do I write here? This should start with small letter. So I'm just going to copy that again. So if I check filtered courses, what do I have? I have 3. So it's filtered out mathematics because what I gave it a condition here, course dot name. So it's going to take each course. This is the first course, the first item, then item dot name is what? Math. Then it's going to check, is it greater than 5? Yes. So if it's greater than 5, is it greater than 5? No. So if it's not greater than 5, it's going to remove it. Then goes to the second one, English. Is the length greater than 5? Yes. It's added. Then chemistry. Is the length greater than 5? Yes. Biology. Is the length greater than 5? Yes. It's going to add it. And that is why we have this. So we are on point with that. So if you want to do map, because we want to map out whatever we have in that filtered courses. So for map, so what do we have for map? We have let's mapped courses. Let's mapped courses equals what? Filtered courses, because that is what we are dealing with. Filtered courses dot map. So then here too I can say new course, take each course, then what is the action you want to perform? I want to add for each course, I want to add the score and what? The score and course dot the bonus. So this is what I want to add. So if we paste this now into the console, let's see what we are going to get. So I just want to check if I am on point. So I'm going to paste this now, and if I check mapped courses, oh boy, you see that. What do we get? We get 35. And 35 is what? The first one is 10 plus 25. Oops. So the first one is 10 plus 25, 35. The second one is 40 plus 45, 85. The third one is 30 plus 25, 55. So we have this now. So another thing we want to do, which is our last guy, we want to reduce it to to a single result. We want to add those things together. So how do we do that? So to do that, we'll say, let's reduced total. Let me use total. Let's reduce total equals to mapped courses dot reduce. Mapped courses dot reduce, and it's going to run this function. And the second parameter is going to be 0 because I just want it to add. So just add 0 to them. So here I'm going to have my accumulator, and I'm going to have my, what's it called? The score. or can I say score? The total of each. No, let me use total. Let me use new score. Okay. So I'm going to have my new score, and here I just want to add accumulator plus the new score. Oh boy, this is beautiful. So let's see what we have. So I'm going to copy this and paste it into the console. You can see that life is beautiful with these new guys. So if I copy this into the console and I check reduced total, I got 175. So imagine I have thousands of courses. You don't want to like be doing this on paper, like writing them out, like, okay, English is not, the length of English is this, is that, then add this course together, then do this with bonus. All those things, it can take you days or months. Sorry, it depending on the number of courses you have. Imagine you are an admin in a university and they are offering, you want to do that from the courses from 100 level to 500 level to PhD level to master's level, those things. So it's going to take you days, or it's going to take you a lot of resources to do this. But just mere writing just few lines of code, you got the answer and everybody is fine. So the question now is, how do you change all this together? Because we did them one after the other. To change them together, we can just have a single code for this instead of writing 1, 2, 3. So how do we do that? That is where chaining comes in. So if you want to chain, so chaining is just like adding filter plus map plus reduce. So that is chaining. We are chaining them together. So how do we do this? So to do this, we are going to write, declare a new function. So let's say this is where we want to get our total score. So everything we are going to get from the chaining is going to get stored here. So we'll do the whole courses. We are taking this course. I want to change. So let's just assume this doesn't exist. This doesn't exist. This doesn't exist. So if you want to change, you take the whole courses, then you do dot filter, because that's the first thing we want to do. Dot filter. So this filter is going to filter the course like we did here. So I'm just going to copy this. So I'm going to copy it here. So dot filter. Oops. So then I want it to be on different different lines so that we can see. Then we can say dot map. So I'm just going to copy this too. Dot map. Then dot reduce. How beautiful. Oh boy, you see that? So this is going to be our total score. So you can see this is chaining. So I'm chaining this together with dots. You can see that. So I can perform all the 3 operations. I can do this on a single line, but because I want us to see. So on a single line, it looks like this. It looks like this. It looks like this. So let me just, it's a long line. That is why I had to like break them down. You can see that. So it's a long line. Like we have, so it's saying course, take this course, then perform this filtering operation. Once you are done, dot perform this mapping operation. Once you are done, dot perform this reduce operation. And whatever value you get, then let's console.log it out. Total score. How beautiful. So if we copy this into our console, let me just break this down into different lines because I don't want us to get lost. It's the same thing like you breaking it down, then you having it on a straight line. But then you want to make your code readable. So if I copy this now, and I go into my console. I want to minimize, oops, not this. Come on. Okay, so let me just put this side by side with my console. So if I go into my console now, let me just clear this, and I paste this, I got 175 back. How beautiful. Another way you can also do this, everything is just still chaining. I don't know if that's gonna work. So I can say const dot total score. So let's do total score 2. So it's going to be whatever we have here already. So let me comment, let me comment these ones. So total score equals filtered courses dot mapped courses dot, I don't know if that's gonna work, but I don't think it's gonna work. Reduce total. Will it work? I don't know. I've never done this before, and I don't think I've ever seen anybody do that before. But sometimes you just have to like do some crazy shits. Oops, it's not working. It's not defined. Okay, to make it work, we have to copy this. We have to copy this. So I don't know if that's gonna work. Then if we run the total to score again, okay, I already declared. So if I do total to score, it's not working. Or probably, let me just clear. I've never seen someone do that before, and sometimes you would want to try some things and see if it's going to work. If it works, then I'm going to write a blog on that. So let me just try this. Then let me try my, let's try this. Okay, it's not gonna work. So this is not gonna work. So you can see with what we've done here, life is beautiful. You know, imagine looking at this, just straightforward. So imagine imagine we don't have filter. That means you have to do for loop, which is going to take lines of code. Then imagine there is no map. You have to do another for loop for that. Imagine there is no reduce. You have to do another for loop for that. Imagine, life, all these ES6 syntaxes makes life easier and beautiful. So that is all from me today. Do we have any questions? Do we have any questions? Do we? Questions, questions, questions.